Time to crab.
No, please, no crabs.
Yes,
Eat more crabs, Zim.
I did the crab rave on Beat Saber. My body is not happy.
Hey.
Hello.
We're doing D&D. You can't join right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
good.
fine. I remember. Well, first
You
of all,
mess everyone up, Sid, because of the 2 or 3 week. It's all your fault.
does anyone here not know the Yakuza series?
I don't.
Okay. Well, the primary protagonist in all the games has never killed anyone.
Oh, you mean the game where you're using the environment to kill everyone?
No. He has canonically never killed anybody. And this is maintained throughout the entire game, despite his actions in game. So remember, everything he does is non-lethal. They can walk. People just walk off these battles because yes, he really does. Really can't just shoot a random punk in the street. If they initiate the fight. And then post-fight they'll just be like, oh god, what a monster, like you actually had a serious fight, but no, you just had a gun.
I have to dust off my notes. On today's and what did I type under my character sheet? Apparently I just typed the number 45 for some odd reason. No reference, just a line that says 45. No idea what that means.
We'll eventually find out.
Guys, I found it.
Dang, what'd you find?
Fantasy Grounds Unity.
Ah! Behold.
Create shortcut. It created the shortcut within the exact same file.
I don't know why, but I really like this.
I don't think the original scene is much better. Isn't it just a fucking chicken he gives you?
No, it's a watermelon.
Oh. I'm thinking of a different part.
Yes, you're thinking of Yakuza 0, where Kiryu wins a chicken by bowling.
Oh, right.
And then makes it a real estate manager.
And it works.
It does, somehow. They just You know, instead of a watermelon, have a Cacto Demon. I like
Hell
it.
yeah.
I want a Cacto Demon. He looks so happy to see you.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
did you know that apparently the FBI have $2.5 million in my name?
In your name.
What?
Yep.
How do you know
Definitely
that?
far.
Tell them to get it out of your name.
No.
This-
Order 66.
It's,
Tell us more
from
about these
a
shenanigans.
very legitimate source, right?
Yep.
Gotcha.
So legitimate that they started the email with attention, attention, attention,
Wow.
rather than any kind of company, had it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that sounds legit right here.
That's pretty real.
Careful, you might have to pay attention or something.
I've been learning Spanish at work because there's these couple ladies who don't speak good English.
Oh yeah.
How nice of you.
Tocino means bacon.
So instead of butchering English, you butcher Spanish now as well, right?
Correct. Well, actually, it's more like instead of having them butcher English, I butcher Spanish.
Mm.
I understand some Spanish because my wife yells at me in Spanish.
Speak a little Spanish.
I need to learn how to swear in French better.
No, swear in Italian.
Just add 3 to 7 extra letters onto each swear word,
Hmm.
and barely pronounce any of them, and then you're
Fair
speaking French.
I can't speak normal English. Any other language is just beyond my reach.
I mean, of course you can't speak normal English. You're American.
I speak American. I don't speak English.
Yep, exactly.
I can't argue with that, actually.
Hey, Dova,
Yeah.
or how do I join the game?
You have to
It's up in
go
fantasy.
to the little GM bit, and you search for. I think it's resin. Yeah, it's in the. It should be in Fantasy Grounds information.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's actually under history,
Hey,
but it says cannot.
I
Attempting
think the
resolve
password
to server.
should have got changed. I think. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's there.
Apparently I can't join the server.
Please double check everything is correct, that you've done all the steps correctly in Fantasy Grounds explanation.
Okay. Says you're offline.
Just try joining anyways.
Send it.
So I spent like all of last night and all of this morning playing Phasmophobia.
Hell yeah! Oh, the ghost game.
Yeah, if only to laugh at my friends who are complete pussies.
Hell yeah!
I have not heard of this game.
So effectively, it was designed for VR, but you can play it on PC normally. You have to go in and use various tools, which you can only carry 3 at a time as a normal PC user. You have to swap between them to find where a ghost is located in a house and try and figure out what type of ghost it is based on 3 pieces of evidence. Meanwhile, the ghost can wander, interact with objects, do things. Now, the key clincher here, right, is that the game uses Windows recognition on your voice to listen to your microphone at all times. The ghost in specific is listening out to one of I guess 40 something keywords to interact with you. The ghost is programmed to respond to you asking it questions and all sorts of stuff. It's also coded to respond to people who panic as well. So anybody who is literally panicking into their microphone without saying anything, the ghost will get angrier. Ghosts can go into hunting mode, where they will hunt down people and kill them. But you can protect yourself by breaking its line of sight, i.e. hiding in a cupboard. Or there is a item called a crucifix, which will stop it from going into hunting mode, but it'll only do it twice. And it only has a 3-meter radius.
Ooh.
But yeah. You have to go in, you have to try and collect as much evidence as possible and correctly guess what the ghost is and bug out. All for a measly about $60 a time.
Interesting.
And not
All
just
right,
get killed.
well, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. I'll turn it over to Dusty, I suppose. Or Dova, if you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I have a vague recollection of things. However, my commentary would be colored from Dusty's perspective. And perhaps not terribly factual.
Real quick, thank you so very much, Toshime, for the donation. The donation goal has already been completed.
All right.
How much are going to the Save the Kobolds Foundation?
None of it.
Probably all of it. I don't know if there is a real Save the Kobolds Foundation, but we'll create one just for kobolds.
For the rest of you, I am still in need of more support for the move, so I'll change the donation goal back to moving fund, but still need help. Anyway,
so last session, way back in 1855, the party has finally arrived in the forest city of Misty Mound, which in the very recent past, as I get my notes out, had been sieged by demons, devils, various otherworldly creatures. As you can see, both the dead demons as well as still living ones, little imps and such, kind of flitting through the treetop settlements. Some of you are very well aware of the fact that this is Dusty's home. It's where he grew up, at least.
When he was here.
Dusty's not very happy.
He seems to be torn between concern for this place and trying not to acknowledge it.
Which is easy to tell by his sort of body language, as well as the fact that he's continuing to just stomp right past everything, continuing up towards a trail that leads into the some of the nearby foothills. Amongst the wreckage, amongst the various devils, as well as bat folk, was a single undead, which some of you with more keen eyes would have recognized. That belonging to the undead sort of military regiment aboard that gigantic airship belonging to Sigma, the Warforged warlord, hell-bent on, as far as you guys know, chaos and disorder.
All of a thing you wanted at the cost of my arm. And now I have a new arm.
A much better arm. His arm, actually.
Eh.
You stole it from him, I forgot.
Cobalt did that, actually.
Yeah, you cut it off him or something like that. I forget exactly how it happened. Either way. We're picking up right there as you guys are heading up the mountainside. Dusty, you've been on this path once or twice, but you know it by heart. So even though it's a little bit disused, you should be able to find your way to the monastery. Which, in the dying light, those of you with very good low light vision can see that there's a trail of smoke kind of swirling up into the sky from over there.
Zer's kind of keeping a side eye on Dusty right now.
All right.
Just watching, he's like only looking forward, saying nothing.
Can I do a perception check?
Sure. What you looking for?
Any danger or anything like keeping a eye on us?
Go right ahead. $16? You'd notice the handful of imps and little almost scavenger creatures picking through the wreckages. You'd also notice a handful of little smoldering fires continuing to burn inside of the village, both from the treetop dwellings that still are anchored kind of way up there, as well as just the piles of wreckage at the bottom. These trees are about like the size of redwood trees, so it's maybe 100, 200 feet up.
Do the imps seem to be paying us attention, or just kind of doing their...
They're watching very warily. Either they just don't want to attack you straight up, or they know how powerful you guys really are.
I do that finger thing with the eyes, like I'm watching you. But won't do anything since they don't seem like to be attacking.
Gotcha.
And you're not telling anyone.
I'll probably point them out and just goes, this place is not as vacant as one would appear, though they seem to be more preoccupied with their own adventures.
Okay, I'm rolling something.
This is a little personal roll.
Yeah. There, you see Dusty's arm materialize again, but it's not crystals.
Uh-oh. I lost connection with the server.
Oh,
Nice.
Try again? The server still seems to be working for us.
Okay, we're back. Alright, I return. I don't know what that was. I'll
Hey, Delva.
eventually click on something. Yeah?
I'm gonna give the imps the look.
The look. Give me an intimidation check. Oh, my connection is actually garbage. Oh, there, we lost it again.
anyway, Dusty's arm, for probably Zerth, who may have noticed, is fine. It is not crystals.
Hmm.
Specific finds that you've only seen once. Because they have backward spikes. Barbed ones, even.
Ooh, that's a nice mental image right there.
With that, just a little bit of that arcane glow from the actual artifact.
Zerk would probably put a comforting hand on his shoulder.
Rosalind, what did you roll for intimidation?
I got a 16.
16?
11 plus 5.
1 plus 5? You very much solidified their opinion that they are not coming even close to you. You can tell from this far away.
That's fine.
Oh, please wait for the local session manager. Excuse me? Uh-oh.
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 They called the manager on you.
The computer is called the local session manager.
There's a knocking at your door.
Is the server still up for you guys?
Yes.
I think it might be dying.
I don't know, all of this is sounding like something dying on your end.
I will try to restart the remote connection, but it is.
He's coming
it's
through
saying the
clearly to me.
connection's- Yeah. Saying the connection's good.
I haven't
Connection
gotten.
has been lost. Attempting to reconnect to the session.
I haven't gotten any disconnects at notifications.
I'm just gonna try reconnecting. Uh-oh. It is not securing remote connection anymore. Oh, oh, oh. Initiating remote connection. Oh. It's my connection right now. It says please wait for the local session manager. I'm thinking something's wrong with the server. Also, holy god damn, I've been smelling fried foods all day because the deli I work at does fried foods, and I think one of the fans is broken. So it just smells like
Fried food.
fried chicken just all day. Also, every once in a while, one of the meats we get is packed with like vinegar. So
Ooh.
that's also a real good smell every once in a while. So I don't think my connection's coming back, for now at least, but we'll continue. I got my pen and my paper. We're going traditional, boys.
Old school.
If you have access to your character sheets, fantastic. I don't really need. Actually, I might for. Actually, you know what? No, I can go and just do a thing.
Let me see if
Um,
I've got access to the remote server.
Best of luck.
That'll kind of confirm whether it's your end or the server end.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Alright.
hey, Delva.
Yeah, what's up?
Now that you can't see my character sheet, I'm gonna say I leveled up to 20. Nah, I'm kidding.
You better not. Okay. as you guys continue up, kind of skirting around the actual settlement itself. It's kind of built in a small like island of trees. The forest kind of slowly dies down, and there's a little clearing. Dusty, you would know that clearing is sort of a manufactured thing. You remember your parents way back when. It's a stupid bit of knowledge that's just kind of stuck with you. That gap is to prevent some of the predators from just swinging through the trees and kind of getting into the homes.
I was able to pop in with no problems.
I am now. Is that root access? Can I just click on root? Root? Anyways. Continuing on up. Is there anything special that you all would like to do?
Continues to march on, embittered by the memory.
All right.
I'm going to hop onto Dusty's shoulder and give him a pat.
Well, it was
You can
nice
hop on
knowing
away.
you, Yark.
What's your strength score, Dusty?
12.
All right. You probably carry him. He's pretty small.
Do you know what my weight is, Dova?
What is your weight?
About 7 pounds.
Wow.
Like a gallon of milk.
So it's a quarter of my normal weight, which is 25. So a quarter of 24 is 6.
He's actually made out of foam. Foam, kobold. Foam boat. Faux boat.
1 foot tall.
Keep walking for
I'm
about.
actually changing my the information in my on my character sheet.
Keep walking for about 20-30 minutes. As the trail, which in the dark light, it's decently easy to follow. Dusty, you remember it going a slightly different way, but the trail that you all are kind of following is one of little divots and scrapes in the ground, and every so often there's a decent sized splatter of blood, kind of dark gray in the dim light. But eventually you turn a corner and you see Dusty. You remember there to be two kind of large braziers. Big open fires on pedestals on either side of a large stone door, which the fires in which should be kept lit at all times. But right now, there's nothing but a bit of smoldering ashes. And the large stone door leading to the inside of the monastery is currently slightly ajar. With one of the doors, the sort of interior edge is just completely shattered open, leading to there being a fairly sized, sort of a fair-sized hole leading into just inky blackness.
Apparently, we're in Dark Souls now.
He's going to try and remember why this fire was important. What was it for, or was it just another stupid tradition?
You can roll history if you want.
11.
11? Probably something stupid.
Care, let's go.
lead the way.
And he'll march on inside, thinking, leave back here again. They better not make me try to stay.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Sir would be like, over my dead body.
Over there.
I'm gonna elbow Zerf in the side.
Oh!
He falls over.
That may be more
This
likely than it
giant
seems,
alligator and a teeny tiny squirrel.
I'm not known for tact.
All right, so my connection's actually much better than it was before. How does
Nice.
that happen? Oh well, I'll take it. And there was one of these things. Because that didn't save, which is extremely cool. Alright. As you start to head inside. Who's up front?
I'll be up front.
DeSoto would probably be close to the front, but not in the front, and of course Sin'll somewhat closer to the back, you know?
Gotcha.
I'll be behind Dusty.
Alright, this is kind of a big map. Oh, I didn't scale it down, so it's going to be even larger.
Is it just me, or is the map taking up the entire screen now?
It's
You
taking
can click
yeah.
left click on it, move it around until you get to the bottom left or bottom right corner, and then you can shrink it down.
No, I mean, like, I can't even see the chat box or the buttons anymore.
Yeah, no, it overtook
Yes,
the entire
li-
screen.
like I said, you click on it and
Left click,
drag.
not right click.
Yeah, left click to drag and move it until you can see the bottom right, and you can shrink it down.
Alright, how about that? I made it a bit smaller. I think.
Cool. This certainly looks like a section of map.
That it does.
If only Ray were here to flawlessly, like, scribble 8 maps at once.
He is
Sleeping.
sleepwalking, yeah. We'll assume that he's here doing something very important.
Like drawing a map.
Yeah. Alright.
Or almost getting
Excuse
one-shotted
me?
again.
It is fighting me.
Oh yeah, remember last time? Every time we moved a character, it create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still a thing that's going to be happening?
Maybe. Game is very laggy right now. Connection, rather. Actually, no. I think we figured out it was, in fact, the client itself, which I don't know how Jaffer, why his is actually acting well. You're
I mean,
intimidating
they've
it to
also
work better.
released multiple updates, so
Mhm. It's slowly getting better, maybe. We're not going to include Gas Vault for now. Oops. Ba, ba, ba. There's your Steel Defender. And Zerth. Alright, apparently the... Oh, didn't the... I think the Steel Defender got killed.
remember, but maybe.
Remember. It's been a while. Bada bing. Time to. Let me click on that. Thank you. Maybe it's because I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, if it has died within the last hour, you can use your smith's tools as an action to revive it, provided you're within 5 feet of it and expend a spell slot of first level or higher. This defender returns to life after 1 minute with all its hit points restored.
Hey.
So if it did die, can I do that?
Yeah. I'd say as you were going along, you had enough time.
Awesome. First level spell slot is 3 or 2 sorcery points or spell points.
I do not remember.
Alright, I'll figure it out. Oh, hey Dova.
Yeah.
I missed you.
Hey.
I missed all you guys.
It's been a very long time.
And yes, it is 2 points.
Perfect. So you'd be doing that on the way here, I guess. Is this it? Well, I apologize. My encounter has been lost to time.
Aw, no. Shucks. Well, alright guys, looks like we just gotta get to the end of the cave. No encounter today, guys. Oh no.
Just quietly fuming and ready to go. But there's nothing to go at.
It's like that nervous energy.
How
Oh,
dare you
hold on.
attack my home and not be here when I get there?
I hate to also bring this up, but my mom made chicken parmesan.
Oh my god.
Chicken permission.
Chicken
That's
parmesan.
okay.
Information.
I've got chili cheese dogs.
Bone at the teeth, Dova.
I just
don't like that.
salami and cheese sandwich.
Or if you prefer, bone apple tea.
I don't know. Maybe I can slow long slurp of water.
Is it an elemental? What the fuck did I? It was so cool too.
Well, apparently he has lost all of his papers again.
I lost all my goddamn papers.
He didn't
It was
lose
gonna
them.
be-
He just sleeps on them now.
Yeah, no, it's my nest. During the move, I had to,
Hard times, man.
hard times.
He had to double down.
Was it this?
Okay, I
It
found
might
it.
have been.
Dusty right now.
Not untrue.
Oh, I think I might have found it.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I found it.
Oh.
Yes, it was in the pillowcase.
All right. I'm going to put you right over somewhere. I'll put you over there. Look at that. I can just put you right there. Okay. So. As you start making your way in, you see scenes of chaos, scenes of recent within maybe a few days death. Defenders kind of slain and just kind of thrown to the side. Most of their valuables gone, kind of filched by various scavenging fiends and demons. Deep inside, kind of faintly off in the distance, you can feel a very faint sort of thrumming coming from the ground. Dusty, you remember this place fairly well. Or at least the sort of general layout. The first room is kind of a guard post where the people who were explicitly set to guard duty would just kind of wait for any sort of need. There's a handful of resting spots, as well as just weapon racks, cots, but very little in the way of actual sort of recreation. Fairly plain, just a sort of antechamber for them to be available.
Just go.
Uh-oh. I think I might have created a ghost. Do I press? I do. Can everybody give me a perception check based on sound?
Alright, guys. First actual dice roll of the game.
This is a real dice roll.
Real fake dice.
I hear everything with my non-existent ears.
Me too. Me too.
Good Lord. So,
Yeah, those are some good rolls. All except Dusty, of all people.
somewhere
He's a
deep
little-
inside,
He
He's a little
mad.
mental.
you hear the sort of wet snapping sound. Everybody who rolled above a 15. Most likely a large bone being broken in half. But it's very in the open, so you'd have to guess that the bone wasn't really on the inside anymore.
Scowl. Scowl hard. I'm gonna pull my hammer out
All right.
and gonna ready in action too.
All right.
If I see anything that acts hostile to towards any of us, I'm gonna look at it really hard with my special eye.
Gotcha. Despite sort of seeing these scenes of what you'd assume to be very sort of pitched, heated combat with maybe I don't know. You had to guess based on the sort of scratch marks and the just how everything is laid out. You'd expect quite a few people to be involved in the fighting and in the defense of this place. But from the bodies you've seen maybe 2 or 3. With a defeat kind of like this, you'd expect to see more.
Yeah, that's what's concerning him a little bit. The lack.
Zombies.
Maybe. Can I get a perception check from everybody? This is sight based as you continue deeper.
I'm blind.
Fuck you, ears.
A bit of Dusty's fur got my eyes.
I'm dummy faking the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the cobalt.
Oh, dear.
How do you mammals deal with this stuff all the time? It's everywhere.
Everybody above or at a 20 or above, you would see in one of the walls a fairly small diameter tunnel, maybe 2 or 3 feet across. But the interior is just lined with scratches and maybe scorch marks. But it kind of just leads off for a few minutes, or you said minutes, a few feet before it seems to have caved in. You're not sure which direction whatever made this tunnel was going in, but it appears to be kind of pointing towards the east from just in front of you, Rosalind. So maybe 15 feet ahead.
I mean, you said it was caved in, right? So
The little tunnel itself.
Matter.
Do we hear any more of that bone crunchy noises?
You would hear it again. It'd be coming up from maybe 100 feet in front of you. It's hard. It's real hard to tell with the way that the actual these sort of hallways are constructed.
Gotcha.
But it is just absolutely trashed on the inside. Many of the sort of subterranean temple hallways are either collapsed. Actually, yeah, just collapsed mostly. I didn't know exactly what the second state was going to be. I'm going to be real.
It seems we're not the only ones left here. Though, if that's positive or negative, I have no idea.
They do not leave alive.
This is quite the extensive little monastery in here.
We had a lot of time, nothing to do.
So they just dig more?
I guess you could say it's not very monastery. Kobold, does the elven nudge thing to Dusty's ear.
Open up.
Ugh.
I'm gonna look around this corner right here.
Guys, it's because monastery sounds like modest.
Mm-hmm. I get that. I get that part.
We're well aware. Now, could you stop before I have to
This is
throw you
dark.
in the lake?
This is Yark saying it in character.
Yes.
The joke was also in character.
Oh, God. All right, in
No
that
one's-
case,
I imagine everyone's walking ahead while Yark is just kind of
No,
standing
he's
back
perched
there.
on Dusty's shoulder, but you
Yeah,
can
but, like,
see
no one
Dusty going into
responded.
some higher level of attack mode.
No one responded, so he felt the need to explain it.
I think I think that would hit.
Are you actually?
No, of course not.
But you're ready to.
I am fingering my bow and dying Yark. Yes.
I mean, I've killed player characters who left.
I have banishment.
So, Dusty, as you're continuing forward, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage. You hear an odd sort of a shuffling sound from just up ahead, maybe to the left a little bit. But it sounds almost like a combination between that sort of slithery sound of a snake and a little kind of creaking sounds of large insectoid limbs.
The dreaded bug snake.
Good.
Sinul is standing here in this intersection, just kind of ready to go in whichever direction he's needed in.
All right.
But he is gonna send DeSoda up as a therapy dog, trying to
Maybe needed.
nuzzle up against Dusty.
So, in the darkness, reflecting the light that's kind of very faintly streaming in from the distant outside, as well as catching any light that's generated by the party. I wanna see
Do we have any lights going?
I don't think so.
Sold the drip a little while ago.
I know that
Mhm.
Sinul has dark vision.
Everyone has dark vision.
Yeah,
there?
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
Rosalind
I
does.
think
Rosalind has a torch that she carries in her tail.
Rosalind would be the only one without without dark vision, I think. I mean, Dusty, you've got blind side,
Blind
yeah, which is
No,
even better.
Shorter range, though.
Rosalind doesn't have dark vision. She has awesome squirrel vision.
How many awesome squirrels do you see?
Only one.
So from just up ahead, maybe 20 or 30 feet, kind of past that intersection that leads to the left, Dusty, you see two shimmering eyes, almost like a cat. It peers at you from around the corner, and as you step closer, it kind of darts away, skittering off into the darkness.
He will throw his arm towards it to try to grab it. Fuck
All right,
you.
what's the range on the arm?
It's got a default range of 30 with a long range of 60 feet.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
Oh, come on! That was on an 18 for like 3 seconds.
Why are
Alright,
you rolling
that is going to hit. I forget. Is it written in there what you use for strength, or is it going to be your strength?
I'd have to check again.
If it doesn't say
And-
anything, then just use your strength.
I'm rolling persuasion because DeSoto is trying to be therapy dog because that's the last order he was given.
Not good with words.
Yeah, my strength, sure, why not?
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. So
Oh.
add your athletics, that's pretty good.
I don't have athletics, I have acrobatics.
Ah. All right, so 16. Roll dice.
Gold dice.
Thank you. Cool. Sending me a message. So, the game is at least. So from way up, you kind of shoot the arm off, and kind of trailing behind it are these little tendrils that can keep it attached to your shoulder.
Can it be like tendrils of magic? That sounds a lot cooler.
Little glowing vine-like tendrils.
There are the vines that exploded me. They're mine now.
Oh, okay.
One moment, Rosalind. As from far up ahead, you hear a yelp as you grab onto what feels like kind of rough matted fur, as you start to pull a sort of faintly twisted canine, sort of four-legged creature towards you. It's kind of trying to grind its claws against the ground, but you can see that it looks roughly like a coyote. But its fur is kind of matted and balding in patches, with a sort of mangy look on its maw. But it's yelping, it's trying to skitter away. As it gets about 10 feet in front of you.
Cinnabil will be running quickly up there at that sound.
All right. You get to right about there.
Okay.
Between two squares.
Yes,
Collapse that superposition right now. You know what's good for you.
a scavenger.
Mm-hmm.
Now Sinel's just that fat now.
As it gets to about right about that intersection in front of you, the ground sort of cracks and crumbles beneath it as it seems to fall a short distance before you hear a sickening sort of yelp and a crunching sound as something lets out a little skittering shriek. You see inside the hole there's a very faint glow of a red-hot fire, as well as a bit of steam, either from ice or from the blood boiling inside the little sort of mangy coyote scavenger.
Ominous.
I don't recall this trap being in my house.
A brief moment later, a pair of long antennae are sort of seen briefly emerging from the hole, kind of moving in either direction. Just kind of sensing.
I'll throw my hand out again to rip one of those off. Fuck everything here.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
It was on a 19 too.
As you grab onto the antenna and try to pull it, but it is anchored very firmly on, and as you touch it and kind of drag it just the smallest amount, it screeches, and out of the hole with frightening amount of speed for its size is a large sort of chitinous, super frickin' spiny the face of which is sort of an insectile with two bulging, kind of shimmering eyes in the darkness, with a series of teeth and spikes kind of shooting out from either side of its face, along with sort of these feeler antennae. If you want to know what it is, go ahead and give me. I believe this is going to be a nature check.
If it's here, it dies.
Or an arcana check.
Oh, well. I mean, I rolled pretty good, so.
Rosalind, I
If
suppose
it's
this
here,
will apply whenever you come
dies.
into... Yeah. Whenever you come into visual range, I suppose this would apply. Yark, I think you're the only one who knows exactly what this is. I think. Yeah.
I tried.
Underdark theme. It crashed our. One of these things crashed our Underdark themed All Hallows Eve party once.
Is clambering out of the hole and charging at Dusty is a Remmerhaz.
Oh, this wasn't what I thought it was, but thank goodness.
Oh, that's so cool looking.
Don't worry, the full picture's even better.
Oh,
I don't see.
I don't like these things.
it's like a cobra and a centipede mixed together.
I knew it was the dreaded snake bug.
You know for a fact, Yark, that these are kind of... They live in cold climates. You don't know why one is here. But they live underground, and they basically just wait for something to get close and then kill them. In a very gruesome and sort of spectacular way. They also can swallow prey whole. And are quite good at it.
So is the coyote dead?
Oh,
Is
super
the
dead.
coyote dead? I don't have a stat block for him.
I want
He
a
didn't get a
pet.
chance.
I want a new pet.
You have the soda.
I want another one.
No.
So, everybody go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
So what?
Everybody
Rosalind
gets
gets
one.
a displacer beast and I don't get to get more pets? I'm a
No,
beastmaster.
everybody
That
gets
is my
one.
entire class.
Well, too bad.
Master.
If anyone is looking at Zerth, he's literally looking at his shield and looking at this thing's big head, and looking at his shield
Your
and
shield,
looking at his head.
your shield is on edge and a little bit scared.
I am consoling my shield.
There. It bites your hand.
Mhm.
Am I
There
missing
you go.
something?
Just like that, but towards that.
It's an animated insect head.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's
I
happened?
think it was a Ettercap.
It happened a while ago.
Yeah.
That was with
Like-
all the quartz crystals on the walls and such.
Okay, now I remember.
All right, is
Yep, I
everybody rolled? Yes, as far as everyone who's here. Cool.
So, describing it, I was afraid it was an Umber Hulk for a minute,
No.
and you showed me this, and I'm like, oh god, thank goodness it's an Umber Hulk.
So we start off with it being Small's turn.
Umber Hulk.
All right.
Control your mind better.
Yark, you're very aware that it is immune to either ice or fire damage. You're not quite sure.
Guys, it's immune to both spectrums of the cooking. Shoot, I had a place to go with this joke, but it fell apart.
You're cooking
Guys, it's immune to hot.
Oh, come on.
Here we go. That's a crit card.
And not the good kind.
This would be ranged. Poor sport. Your target taunts you. Make a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you have disadvantage when attacking this target until you successfully hit them.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom save.
Oh, there's the 20!
Oh, there you go.
Get the snake bug go. Nah, 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 nah.
I'll tell you what he does.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do
It's
you,
not successful either way.
Do you do anything else on your turn?
You know, before I forget again,
You gonna do the
Mark.
hunter's mark?
yes.
There you go.
At least it wasn't, before or after damage was done. But
Mm-hmm. Since no damage was done to begin with. So is that your turn?
wait, I applied that to the wrong person. Remove that from it, please.
You gotta do it to yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be my turn, because DeSoto's not close enough to attack it. I really
Fair
need
enough.
to find a way for DeSoto to have a ranged attack.
I think I'm gonna put a laser on his back.
I will support this after thorough testing of it.
So, it is its turn. As it is going to charge forward, skidding across the walls and almost going in like a corkscrew pattern across the walls and the floor and the ceiling. And since it has a 10-foot range, it is going to. I'm gonna go ahead and see. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's time, Dusty.
Again. Whatever this is.
A little bit enraged that that you attacked it. It's going to hit with a 24.
That hits.
All right. Oh God, that's a lot.
Eep.
You take 54 points of combined piercing and fire damage
Ooh.
as its jagged teeth clamp down on you. You are, in fact, now grappled in addition to being restrained. You can already
This is
feel
it,
it
guys.
almost.
The jam's finally gone too far in his attempt to kill it.
I'm not messing around. I'm no longer asking if it hits.
I
Zerth.
mean, I think it's more a matter of we could handle this if we were all together, but the party is split.
Yeah, it's almost like I kept saying that I was going first, and then somebody was marching off, so I decided to go in a different direction.
Oh, it's almost like Dusty's fucking furious. And not
Your
gonna
words-
be
your words-
reasonable.
Your words and your actions don't match up because you said you didn't care about this place and
Anyways.
you didn't want to come back.
We're in combat, Zerth.
I'm gonna cast Shatter behind it so it doesn't hit my party members.
All right.
And I don't know where my Shatter is. Oh, look, there he is. There we go. We're good. I'm gonna cast it at level 5.
Alright.
Let's see. So let's see. Cast on that.
All right. It fails its Constitution check.
Beautiful.
Save. Sorry.
Let's see. And I'm gonna do my Channel Divinity and maximize that damage.
All right.
So where's the little plus thing? Max level 2, so I need to add it 3 times. Why did it do 7?
Why did it do 7B8?
I just noticed that. What the?
No idea. It's supposed
Oh,
to be.
you set it for max. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 6 though. So.
I'll just subtract 8.
Yeah.
that a yes?
And then, I'm gonna move 25
Well, hefty bonk.
right there. And that is all I can do.
All right.
Oh, also, because it was thunder damage, it gets pushed 10 feet away.
All right.
Because of resounding strike. Because I assume it's a large creature.
It is, in fact, a large creature.
Okay.
I think. Might actually be bigger.
Judging by the picture, it looks like it would be huge.
It is, in fact, huge. So it should be taking up 3 squares, actually.
Well, I see. Resounding strike. When you deal thunder damage to a large or smaller creature, you push it up to 10 feet away from you.
Gotcha. So that would not do too much.
I assume it just kind of like sends ripples through its scaly hide, and that's it.
It is not a fan of that. Very much not a fan. So much not a fan, in fact, that it drops Dusty, releasing him and letting out a screech towards Zerth.
I scream back at it.
Is that your turn?
Yep. We have communicated.
Rosalind. I'd say you could have gotten about a 20-foot head start as you heard the rumbling and the screech.
Okay.
And then the following shatter.
Assuming that you turn back and run, of course.
It made my shield scared. I do not appreciate that.
Okay, that's one movement.
Jesus Christ.
I have 45 movement. I'm a barbarian. I go fast.
Fair enough.
Let me just math real quick.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna bonus action rage, and then I am going to launch my throwing hammer at it.
All right.
If I can find my freaking ability sheet.
It sounded very different there for a moment. Were you further away from the mic or something?
I was speaking, like I was holding my head and speaking downwards.
Ah, okay. Like a whole different person. That was weird.
Nice.
That is nice.
All right.
I guess ranged weapon, Zim.
Correct.
Yes.
Let me just clear the current.
All right.
What type?
If you did another 30 or 20.
So bludgeoning.
Yeah, it's a ranged bludgeoning weapon.
Something slipped. Maximum damage, and the target's AC is reduced by 1d4 until the end of its next turn.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Says reduced by 1.
1d4.
And maximum damage.
Oh, I see.
Editing its initiative. What am I doing?
It's been a while.
I'm super smart, guys. Very nice, very nice. Not happy with that at all. That's fairly easy to tell.
There's a hammer just fucking clunks it straight in the head. And I say, hey, over here, you big fat ass.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Did you rage?
I did.
I mean, I know it's
That's
usually common just to assume the barbarian rages, but
All
just
right.
wanted to-
Yeah, she said she raged.
I don't
Because I
fully understand. Anyways,
I had-
Dusty, your turn.
I had to rage and attack in the same turn, otherwise I drop rage in the next turn. But I can move in my next turn, recover my hammer, and attack it. This throwing hammer's come in so handy, though.
Dusty? If you're trying to talk, you're muted.
Sorry, I was granted a bowl of, I'm not even sure what this is, but it's food.
All right.
Yo, same.
At the end of this turn, I will be going upstairs to grab some chicken parmesan. At the end of this
Dusty
round,
is
rather.
going to stab into this thing.
All right,
Fuck
go
yeah.
ahead. Roll to attack. All right. So this should apply automatically. It does not. So as you hit it, opening up holes to its insides, flames of sort of jets of steam shoot out to you, kind of almost basting you and scalding you from its acidic and quite hot blood. All right, go ahead and continue.
I spend a key point to attempt a stunning strike.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
No, it's an addition to a successful attack.
The con save in addition to a success after making a successful attack.
Yes.
Mhm.
A con
So-
check with a DC of 16.
16, okay. This is one of the things it's good at. Alright, and it made it with a 17.
Just barely. Now, if he was less angry, he might have been a little reasonable.
But you were not very
However, no, he's not feeling very reasonable right now.
That is going to hit. Very nice, very nice. Exact same numbers in a different order. As you take 9 more points of fire damage. Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Nope, he's got a bonus action.
Alright, go ahead. That is going to hit.
Tales of our endeavors proliferate.
All right.
Faster than I'm killing it.
You are killing it about as fast as it is killing you.
Not counting the bite.
Mm-hmm. What is DeSoto doing?
This is the epitome of self-destruction, folks.
Yeah, hell yeah.
DeSoto's gonna do the bite.
All right.
It's gonna do the dad. I'm feeling.
No, it ain't gonna be fun for him. All right, that is going to be a hit.
He's okay.
Very nice, very nice. What's the limitations on the prone thing?
There are none.
There are none.
none.
This is why wolves are bullshit, and why druids should be banned from summoning 8 of them as a second level spell.
All right, I'd say that you actually managed to knock it prone.
Ha ha!
I don't know. 8 giant owls is usually my go-to.
Yeah, same.
As very much remember.
Very much.
I'd rather summon an owlbear at that point.
I don't know. Giant owls are big.
Mm.
All right. Let's see here.
And they've got that flyby, so they fly in, attack, and fly off again.
As long as you're in an open area, then they don't take up space. Because they're in the air.
So what you're saying is, instead of summoning the eagles, we summon the owl.
Correct. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Dova, how tall is the cave? First off.
About maybe 20 feet tall. The hallways are.
All right.
You there?
Oh my god, I forgot I have push to talk on. Okay. I'm going to jump to the ceiling and cling to it like a gecko.
All right.
And I say, "That was an awesome shot, Rosalind." Reach in my bag and take out what looks to be a small can, and I'm gonna throw it to Rosalind. Here, take this as a prize. And it's going to be a. I assume she catches it. This is all for flavor, by the way. It's a small silver can with what looks to be coffee beans and the letter H on it.
So you're now hasted, I see.
Yes, but she has to
Will
drink it.
be. Oh.
Like as a react, not as a reaction, but like
As
I'm
flavor,
casting
yeah.
the spell. Yeah. It's part of the-
I mean, we see what happens when Rosalind's on coffee anyway.
Exactly. But this one, the can is like glowing a little bit.
Zer's eyes widen.
All right, how does Rosalind drink this coffee in one round?
Well, I mean, she has a free hand, so she catches it, and then just like, I don't know, fucking Popeye spinach cans it.
Yeah, I can see that.
And crawling on the ceiling, I'm going to scamper over here.
All right.
And that's my turn. Gar's
Actually,
going
that
to-
would have put you within its reach and then out of it.
Oh, it doesn't have reach?
Yep. Or it does have reach. And it's also 15 feet tall, remember?
Yeah, but if it has reach, am I still leaving its zone?
It's true, you're not leaving it. You got me there.
Pass turn.
All right. Please press the. Thank
Yerk,
you.
he really
I did-
wants to kill you.
Sinnel, your turn.
Uh,
Did you apply the hasted effect to me?
Oh, right, I can do that.
Hell yeah.
I am going to shoot it.
All right, go ahead and roll to attack.
Ah,
Let's say, seeing haste and rage
It's
on the same.
going to hit.
I like how
boom.
it's rage advantage check, and then the second one is note
Your
hasted.
steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
All right. Very nice, very
Hey,
nice.
Nestle, thank you very much for that resub. And then DeSoda. I assume that hits as well.
That it does.
Does it double fail?
You can't.
Oh. That was worth a shot.
All right.
Oh, I thought it skipped its turn for some reason. I was getting excited.
In a shower of rock and various earthen particles, press the goddamn button. Thank you.
Oh, it's dead. Okay.
1, 2. Hmm. So it can actually. I believe it can at least.
Quick, someone shine a UV torch to find its footprints. Oh wait, wrong game.
It's okay. So since it is in, actually, is Gar following you, Yark?
No, it's gonna hang back for a minute.
Okay. So, click on the goddamn button. Game. Game. There's a single pixel where the button works, as it explodes through the ground. Can I get a dexterity check from the steel defender?
You have his.
All right,
Block.
that's my stuff. Da-da.
And it gets +3 to that. No.
It is knocked prone, thrown clear, and takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. All right. So 16 plus 11 is going to be 27 to hit. I'm assuming that hits you, Rosalind.
Yep, that hits.
All right. All right, and it is going to use its once a day thing
Oh, jeez.
to see what the save is on this. Okay, no. Apparently you don't get a save on this.
Use
So
me?
as Rosalind, you are first bitten by its jagged, sort of acid-covered teeth, and the next moment before you can blink, well, I suppose you're hasted, so you can have some sort of semblance to know what's going on. As you disappear down its gullet, you are blinded, restrained, and coated in quite potent acid. You feel.
Seeing as how this thing is in fact frozen and lava at the same time. Probably not a good combination of
No,
internal
it is
temperatures.
quite warm inside. A little bit. Also, now that it has successfully eaten Rosalind, I think this is a great time for me to go get food and for us to take a small break.
Well, all right then.
Curious taste, but okay.
I don't know. I've heard squirrel's pretty good.
Oh,
It's
I am
stringy, but
going to give it incredible indigestion.
I feel more bad for it than I do anything else. That is gonna be some wicked heartburn right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know, has anyone ever played Gears of War 2?
Yes.
You know the scene where they literally cut themselves out of the giant worm's belly?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Imagine that, but with Rosalind's bare hands.
You know.
Speaking of,
You know.
hey guys, remember that? Has anyone seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where Drax comes into the monster's belly to try to cut it up from the inside, and they're like, "Why would it be any easier to cut from the inside?" And then you see him inside trying to cut at the stomach, and it's not cutting.
Oh,
But what I imagine, has anybody ever seen that Pepsi commercial where the food fights back?
Yes. I like the spaghetti slapping the guy in the face. That was a good one.
I
I
also
do too.
imagine Rosalind's going to have some words for Dusty after this, since he deliberately provoked this thing and instigated this.
Something tells me you have to fight this thing regardless.
I mean, I wouldn't see why not. Provoking is a Cayman tradition.
It's fine. I'll find a way to suplex this thing from the inside.
It's like the ghost train.
Oh wait, Dove's not here.
It's it's not a tradition until you've made something super mad at you.
Okay, but what if I'm mad at it?
At work, it works the same way. It's a two-way street in the family. I mean, think about how many things we've made mad.
I have so many ideas for awesome, fun kobold characters.
We just got in the mail this hexagonal game board that you can write. It's like a dry erase board that you can do D&D maps on.
It's so cool. My old D&D group had one of those.
And we got status rings for minis too.
So I started playing a D&D game with at my local game store, LGS, you know.
Oh, nice.
And they had those, and I thought they were so cool because I've never seen them before. Oh, since we're talking about D&D, I don't know if you guys remember when I brought up Hero Forge a long time ago, but they have color for their minis now.
Yeah, they just released it.
So cool. I just sent a picture to Echoes of Eberron. You know, I guess I can put it in media sharing too for everyone who wants to see it.
Yo, fantastic. Look at that. Look at the boy.
I know, right?
That's where I got the Zerth figurine, and we just ordered a couple more too.
Hey, Deva.
Yeah?
I just realized we forgot something.
What'd you forget?
We should have had an extra D8 on that first attack I did, because brutal critical.
Gotcha.
It was maximized, so it would have been an extra 8 damage.
8 more? Gotcha.
Alright, guys. Real question that only true gamers would understand. 1d12 or 2d6?
2d6.
2d6.
Unless...
Always.
Unless you're an orc.
Or...
Relax.
I don't know.
Or a barbarian.
Barbarians also Nova. I think you would have known this one considering we were literally talking about it a second ago.
I forgot about that. Forgot what Brutal Critical did.
No, absolutely the D12. Go crazy, go stupid, go crazy.
The D12 is better when you have brutal critical, but in most cases 2d6 that rolls slightly better.
I repeat, go crazy, go stupid.
It's really the difference. It's like a 0.5 difference. D12 average is 6.5. 2d6 average is 7.
Well, also, you, like, cut out the 1, because the 1 isn't possible anymore. The new minimum is 2.
Huh?
So
yeah,
Dova,
you're right.
Dova, when you actually Miss Surf saying he feels more sorry for the creature that swallowed Rosalind.
Mm-hmm.
About to find out.
Again, that's some wicked heartburn.
Mm-hmm. There's mechanics in place for this. For breaking out of this bitch. Sorry, I'm making eating noises.
Because you're eating.
Correct.
Think of at least one other thing that's also eating right now.
Remember has fucking ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. It's been what, like 5-6 minutes since Rosalind got 8, and nobody has made a Vore joke yet.
I've been specifically avoiding it.
Yeah, I would rather us avoid it.
I broke the ice. There you go.
I guess you
Alright,
did.
cool.
I've opened the floodgates.
Alright, cool. I'll say what I was gonna say then. Lucky. or good one. God, I wish that were me.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, just turn its stomach without Rosalind. Just
Trying to keep the description as sterile as possible.
yet you broke the ice. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Dova. You can't.
It's fine, Dova. I'll just eat it from the inside. There you go.
Well, we're about to. Yeah, you're about to do that. Is everyone here?
Yes, the hard version.
Yep.
One who actually left.
Wait, for real? Imagine actually leaving to get food. Am I right?
Yo, imagine having food. Am I right, guys?
Hey, yo!
Starve gang! Starve gang!
Yeah, I'm in that boat until I move. Struggling to get the money together for the move, and yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
You broke, so you have sleep for dinner.
Ooh. Goodness, I ate
Or
very fast.
I've
It
done
sounds
that
like you
many
ate too
times.
fast.
If eating, I'm so excited. Tomorrow's chicken Alfredo.
Ooh. Good shit, good shit.
I'm making
Hey,
it.
hey, Dusty. Hear me out. What if you put pudding on it?
Ooh.
It's too big. But I considered it. Also, he would not do well.
Oh yeah, it's acid
Considering-
damage.
Well, I meant like apparently any physical or melee touch
Mhm.
gets counterburned by more than what I can swing. Per hit.
Have you considered firing kinetic, concussive blasts at it with your palms, like a certain monk?
Not that I'm not in that school. Also, Dova did at one point almost let me change monastic schools, but then I said like I don't know, it wouldn't make sense, and then he rescinded.
All right, so we're back. We're playing again.
Should be Zerf's turn now.
Correct, it is.
Uh,
I'm gonna, since he probably can't see it from this angle, I'm gonna say, Zareth, it ain't Rosalind!
he's going to do like a prayer for the creature.
Trigger word.
As you can see, Yark, like, standing on the ceiling.
Zerth is just gonna. If you've ever been so mad you're calm, that's what he's at right now.
I feel that.
Rosalind's like that all the time,
hmm
except with more angry squirrel noise.
It reminds me of, anyone seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Yeah.
Might be a loaded question among this community, but that one moment where like the guy's cousin takes his shoes off and the bully's like, "Well, why'd you take your shoes off?" And he says, "So I don't snap your neck." Because he's a martial artist.
Oh,
Oh yeah, sorry. For those who hadn't seen it, the kid practiced martial arts and he took off his shoes so he wouldn't break the guy's neck.
because he kicks. In other words,
Yes, exactly. That was a good scene.
Oof. All right. I have choices. Oh no. Okay, screw it. I'm cast Shatter again at it.
Master, forgive me. I must go all out just this once.
Boom. Okay, where is it at? Cast.
That, but very, very muffled, Rosalind. Hold on. There has to be a version of that. right, it fails its Constitution saving throw.
Cool. I'm gonna do the same thing again. Channel Divinity and maximize the damage.
All right, here we go.
At level 5. Okay.
Oh, I see. You're putting it out as misery before she gets to it.
This poor creature.
You don't eat the squirrel. It's rule number 1. Don't eat the squirrel. Alright, let's see. Yay!
Somehow only the sound of metal guitar and bass is going through Rosalind's head, even though she's never heard of one.
It's like a lute, but if someone put lightning into it.
It doesn't feel too good.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Star.
48 damage in 1 turn.
Mm-hmm. Did not like that. It seems that you might be its next target.
Okay.
Maybe.
He's gonna yell at it. Spit her out now. Full parent mode.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just checking. It does require a verbal component. What is your verbal component for this particular spell at the moment?
Spit her out now.
Or just a swear.
So I believe you can make your attacks with disadvantage since you are currently restrained.
There is absolutely no penalty to attacks for being restrained.
All right. Well, technically you're blinded.
Okay, technically I'm inside its stomach, so I can just attack anywhere I want.
Yes, but mechanically speaking,
How does that work, Dova?
it's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
I think it's slippery
You're gonna
inside.
hit anyways. Yeah, it's just
Alright, okay.
I will
It's
use
hard.
reckless. I will use reckless attack to give myself advantage on all attack rolls.
Sorry,
that,
Dova,
that
you will.
balances out then.
Yep.
Alright.
I will swap to gripping my hammer two-handed.
All right.
I will now proceed to make 6 attacks.
All right. I gotta check real quick.
Oh my god, this is full blender mode. Hasted, raged, spinning.
That's why you don't eat appliances, kids.
All right. So 6 attacks, no advantage. Go ahead.
Love disadvantage.
Yeah, I still have disadvantage for some reason. I mean, that
because
doesn't,
you're restrained and grappled.
that
Okay.
doesn't really matter. I still got a 20 anyway.
That'll hit.
I guess maybe if you click advantage. Okay.
Technically, you'd be taking fire damage from all these, since they are melee attacks.
Just
Well,
why
I
don't
guess
you
you
roll
should do-
damage first.
Yeah, you should probably do damage one at a time.
All right. So this is for the first one. Go ahead and roll the damage for the first attack.
Okay.
Plus, it could die 2 attacks in, and that would save you fire damage.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because the radiant is almost on the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, damage for the second attack, I guess?
Yep.
I assume the third attack missed because it was a 15.
Correct. The third attack is going to miss since it's a 15.
Or
Okay.
16, yeah.
Next attack.
16 will miss.
Keep going.
Oh, he did
Literally
it
just-
again. He did it again. Fuck.
just redo it.
I mean,
With
you dropped
Mo-
an 18.
I
Which
mean,
I
being
assume hits.
inside, it does mean
Both of
that you're
those,
going
yeah,
to
both of those
hit,
would have hit anyways. So yes, actually, that would hit.
But I always kind of imagine it's a the monster's insides are... Your
Very
miss is
tight.
more you just don't really do anything. Yeah, you
That's
don't get
brutal.
enough
Hard
of a
to hard to get in
swing.
any swinging room.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm making swinging.
All right.
Plus
it
9.
is
24. That'll be a hit.
29 damage. Or, sorry, plus 9 damage is what I meant to say.
He's
So-
dying.
I'm aware,
Ah.
Rosalind. I'm very aware of that fact. It tells me first. So, in the middle of all this, the Remmerhaz has been constantly just kind of almost bulging and kind of gurgling, and it makes it seems like it's about to strike at Sinnel before it kind of twitches, groaning, and almost looks like it's trying to regurgitate something, but it stops midway, as you might have cut through its stomach into perhaps an important cord of some sort. You're not quite sure. You're just kind of pulling at stuff and yanking and kind of cutting stuff up. Technically, we would be in initiative because it's very important timeliness of this, because acid and fire is still very much a thing. All right, Dusty. It slams down to the ground, kind of half buried in its little burrow hole.
Well, technically, I did have one more attack because that was only 5 attacks. So,
All
would I be able to start trying to break through to the outside?
I can say you can make an attack, but it would not count towards breaking out. Or I mean, it
okay.
would, but not in an actual like I'm trying to squeeze out like that.
I meant like the more help the merrier, right?
Yeah. You might not even notice it's quite dead, since it's not quite feeling much different from the inside.
I have butcher's tools. However, I've not cut something like this before.
And it is still just blazingly hot. That energy
I mean,
is still there.
Hopefully, at least like I'm making enough of a dent on the outside that people realize just about where I am.
Yeah, you have a pretty good reason. You have a pretty good idea as to where the stomach is. That's where a bunch of screaming sounds, as well as the sound of like rending flesh and bones, is happening.
Okay, I could stab it towards that direction with my spear, but you know
Sorry,
what?
It is still Dusty's turn.
Yeah, I have these tools. A saw is better at making a hole than my spear would be, even if it might be a handy guideline for Rosalind. Because I might stab her. And then she will kill me, because this is the 3rd time. And 3 strikes, you're out.
So it's like you accidentally stab her, and her hand just comes back out the hole, grabs you by the neck, and pulls you inside.
Little tiny hand.
But also, I could just drop pudding on its face and see what happens. I could just drop pudding.
Save the head!
Nah. I will, in fact, just use my butcher's tools. What do I do for that?
Sorry?
A saw.
Oh.
I'm using the saw to cut from the outside.
All right, and is it just a normal sort of handsaw?
No, it's my specialized butcher's kit.
All right,
Remember, I was a corpse dismemberer.
fair enough. Go ahead and give me a dexterity. This is actually no. Give me a butchering check. This is to avoid actually setting fire to yourself.
Okay. What would the
since
butchering check be?
Do you have a actual skill for it?
I don't.
Set aside.
I don't know how to do custom skills on this.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity check with proficiency.
So, a dexterity save? I don't know how to add proficiency to this.
Just add
Oh,
4,
it's
or
like-
add whatever your proficiency bonus is at this level.
Well, shit.
All right.
Wouldn't that be +4? So that'd be a 15.
No, I already added the +4.
Okay.
As +9. All right, so you seem to hit a little pocket of searing hot, acidic blood that just sprays out all over you. You seem to make a dent in the distance between you and Rosalind, but you are just coated in this stuff and are. It feels like you're on fire.
Fuck it. Today's a bad enough day. You think this will stop me?
You think you're about a quarter of the way through.
It's my turn.
Almost. This is DeSoto's turn, which I don't think
Soda
he'd really be able to
wouldn't-
do too much.
Yeah, he wouldn't be doing much.
He'd be staying out of the way of all the slinging blood everywhere.
He
Yeah.
takes the good boy action.
He looks very innocent. Yark.
All right, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna sit next to Dusty, where he's been working,
This is a poor idea on your part.
and I'm gonna say,
Whatever.
I'm gonna say, all right, Dusty, let me have a crack at it. And I rub my hands together, and I'm going to try to. I'm gonna try to cut through, but I'm going to. I don't know. Use my experience as a chef to try to avoid any blood parts.
Okay. I'd
I
say
mean,
the DC might be a bit higher since it is just pure sort of butchery going on. But go
Maybe
right
you
ahead.
should just turn your knife into a circular saw.
The trick is to spin it real fast.
But
What,
just
like
a,
like revolver bobcat?
about a glaive. It's a knife on the end of a long stick.
Yeah, but you can't be very precise with that.
Does that matter right now?
If I don't, you know what? You're right, Dova. I'm going for a giant cleaver.
All right. Is it too big, two-handed cleaver?
Yep, I'm just gonna go right into it, butcher the heck out of this spot.
Go
What
ahead
am I rolling?
and just give me a melee attack.
Hey, Yark, you watch your mouth.
Have you always had inspiration, Rosalind?
I don't know. I was just looking at that. I was like, where the fuck did that inspiration come from?
Attack roll. Okay. Sorry, I've never used it with strength before.
Fair enough.
I believe it's plus 10. No, 8. 8. Aw, man, it was almost a 14. I mean, it was almost the number. The die was almost 14.
All right, so, changing your sword into just a gigantic, sort of jagged meat cleaver.
Psst, Dova!
Yeah?
Dova! I have resistance to acid damage.
Acid damage. Good thing this is fire damage, eh?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lame.
Sorry.
Remember, I was engulfed in flames, Yark, and then you took over at the spot where I was cutting.
It's okay.
I'm the only one in acid damage and
okay,
fire damage.
I haven't taken any damage at all this fight, so I'm good.
Fair enough. All right, but you think you're a decent halfway through. You can hear Rosalind screaming. Not sure of what. Kind of half and half pain and also just rage.
With my large strength, I'm going to cut a large square out as if I filleted it, but I'm just going to toss it to the side.
Okay.
So it's like
Your eyebrow-
it's like a stock cube size square then.
Yeah, basically.
Sinel. A
Sinel.
lot of screaming. There's a lot of fire.
there
Screaming
even-
in fire.
Well, I guess the arc is pretty small. I'm gonna switch to my hand axes that I've got and
All
just
right.
start chopping away.
All right. Go ahead and just give me a dexterity save. All right. I'd say you can get a another decent quarter of the way in. So there's not too much separating you from Rosalind, but it seems that there's one last sort of final obstacle, a sort of interior barrier, kind of where the rib cage ought to be. Just a series of these fairly thin, not really interlocking, but segmented bones that are quite strong, and there's almost a shimmering metallic membrane connecting them all. It's going to take a fairly strong blow to get through them.
I'm gonna say, all right, this looks like a smashing part. We might need to leave this one to Rosalind.
Zerth.
And then Zerth walks up.
No.
I heard an influence.
I sent it to Dova.
All right, so turns out you're supposed to be taking that acid damage at the start of its turn.
Okay.
I'm going to remove that status effect from you, but that is 66 acid. 6d6, not 66. Clarify myself.
Go for it.
1, 2. Bop.
I remember when I used to make that that joke every single time my DM said it. He's like, "You take 46 damage." I'm like, 46?
All right.
What?
There's going to be 18 points of acid damage. I think that puts you under.
No, it doesn't.
Too angry to be dead.
You seem to forget that I am too angry to die.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead and give me the check then.
I am too angry to die.
All right, you're at 1. Oops, no, give me the 114, not 14. There you go. All right. And it's just gonna gurgle and kind of pop a bit, I guess. Zerth.
He's gonna crack his neck. Fire has no heed for this lizard.
Ooh. Accepted.
Are we able to see her? If I were to, because there's like a hole, right?
Not really.
Cut out a chunk.
There's that remaining kind of metallic barrier that's still remaining. It's going to take a hefty, kind of one big sort of damage push, I guess. Mechanically, 30 damage in a single attack.
I think he means
No,
Like-
Rosalind.
I think he means a hole where I cut the thing out that he can see the bone.
Oh yeah,
why
you can
is
see the bones.
why is this happening?
Because
Because what?
there's reasons.
No.
As,
because what?
Because he's
I
the
know.
DM.
Mhm.
That is
Okay.
enough reason for you.
No, it's not, because I have literally 3 things that prevent me from dying, including an
Except
equip.
you're not dead.
You are unconscious. As from beyond, with all this, all the sort of trauma, with all the sort of pain that you've been physically blocking out, as you sort of also come up to that barrier, you can see light shining from the other side, and looking through the that sort of pane of translucent, sort of fleshy glass, you see familiar faces. Not your faces, or not your friends' faces, not your party members' faces. Old friends. Long dead. You saw them die after all. But they're looking in. Faces, their expressions full of pained concern, as if they're perhaps pitying you. You see them start to turn away and find yourself screaming so hard that all the air seems to leave your lungs as you find blackness. Zerth,
Mm.
you hear one long, sort of final pained scream from inside before it slowly kind of trails off, and the hacking and slashing from inside kind of trails away in a series of ever softening sort of thumps and little chinks.
Okay. There's two things I'm gonna do because now he's in full panic mode. He's gonna because I'm pretty sure I can do this as a free action. Is divine intervention.
You can. What level are you?
Level 10
Level 10.
I thought we were level 11.
or level 11.
Actually,
11.
10. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100 in the tower.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta find the tower under
That is-
12 windows I have.
That is if the goddess still likes you.
We'll find out. We'll find out if the power was coming from inside you the whole time.
Well, we'll find out. Yeah.
Oh, barf.
If not, I got something a little bit more extreme.
Dun, dun. So, Zerth,
Yes.
leading to whatever higher powers there are, mostly the Fury. You ask for strength and for the ability to rip her out. You reach forward, and for the first time in a decent while, you feel a blazing, searing heat inside your arms. As you reach forward, the claws digging into this, what seemed to be the consistency and durability of like sheet metal, and just start tearing it open. You feel something pop and almost tear inside of your arms and back as you continue to pull and pull with more strength that you thought you even had. And with one last final push, you almost feel that same sort of heat pushing out from the inside, sort of joining together with your efforts as you rip a decent-sized section of about 3 or 4 of the ribs off at one time.
We have a
Jesus.
game-breaking influence, Dova.
That's an interesting one. I'll have to keep thinking about it.
Zerf is just screaming her name in full Gator age.
As you see Rosalind inside, unconscious and sheathed, and sort of wreathed in blood, acid, and all sorts of various organ bits.
I'm yanking her out as fast as I can.
All right, your hands and scales burn.
I'm going through the pain.
All right.
Just gritting. Like his cigar fell out sometime between, and he's just not even paying attention. As he's just gonna pull her out.
All right. You wrench her all the way out. She ain't looking too good.
I'm.
Rosalind, do you have to make death saves?
Well, technically speaking, every time I go down to 0 hit point, I just make a Constitution saving throw while I'm raging and go back to 1 hit point if I pass, with the DC increasing to 5 each time. Or if I get reduced down to 0 hit points and actually go into dying status, the Parafit of Wounds that Zerf gave me automatically stabilizes me.
All right. I'll say you take 1 death save fail just from the residual acid from being unconscious, but otherwise you would stabilize, as you actually are removed from the creature.
I will pump the highest level of cure wounds of healing into her as I can.
All right. As you're all huddling around, all right, go ahead and roll healing.
All right. I closed out the combat tracker
Very nice.
because I couldn't find the tower. Oop, nope, that is.
You could pin the map to the background, by the way, if you hit the arrow pointing to the right hand corner on the top of the map. It literally pins it to the background at the size that you have it, and you can put everything else over the top.
Oh, nice.
That's so cool.
All right, you are now up to 27 HP, Rosalind. As consciousness slowly returns, the faces of your old friends are kind of morphed together with the faces of your new ones for a moment, before you kind of blink a few times, clearing some of the still quite warm blood from your eyes. And everything seems to return to normal, aside from quite a bit of pain just from everywhere.
Zerf pretty much probably can't feel his arms.
Hmm.
But look, I'm gonna look over at Siddle for a moment. For a moment there, I thought you were a drunk captain.
A drunk... A what?
That's preposterous.
And then
When
I'm gonna
would I
pass
ever
out
be-
again.
When would I ever be a captain?
Still thinking real hard on that influence.
You were saying character overlapping, so I thought I'd overlap Siddle with his other character.
I personally get what you were meaning, but
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. I got it too. But I thought he'd be like,
Dova, it could be just half instead of full.
That's what I was thinking.
Still with the hole.
Yeah. I'll be okay with that. Accepted. Don't use that to metagame, you hear? So?
I never do.
What are you guys doing?
Taking care of the injured. I will cast mass cure wounds on everybody.
Go ahead and roll to healing.
Alright.
Well, that saves my spell points. I was just about to
Yeah.
do some healing, but I was trying to
Actually-
figure out how many spell points I even have.
Dusty, as they're sort of recuperating on the ground, Dusty, go ahead and give me cease healing for a moment, please.
Okay.
So we're gonna act as though that had not happened yet. And then Dusty add 23, so you're up to. As they're slowly recuperating and Rosalind is starting to come back too, since she sort of passed out again. Go ahead and give me a perception check. This is based on hearing. As well
Her
as
hearing hasn't been very good.
Yark.
hello.
I'm guessing you would be near it right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check based on hearing.
My holes ain't too good.
These are your holes.
Yeah.
So from way over there, Dusty, you're you're taking a breather and slowly getting your heart back under control. You can hear the blood rushing through your ears before as it kind of fades back into a sort of calm rhythm. But above the sort of quiet, bassy din of just the sort of background noise in a cave like this, you hear a somewhat rhythmic sort of thumping sound. Not sure exactly where it's coming from, but you're turning your ears, and eventually you hear a little creak that doesn't sound to be in line with the Rimmerhaz's death rattle. You turn around just in time to see it raising its head again. One of its eyes just completely missing, and two of its antennae snapped off. Round 2, boys. Dusty, I'll consider it your turn.
Okay, I'll add those spell points back then.
Yep. Dusty?
Yep.
You going in?
Sort of. He's throwing his hand
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
to lash at it.
All right.
However, I will also note that he'd been backing up a bit because he's got complicated feelings about this. But he was ready to start marching again.
Mm-hmm. All right. That is going to miss.
Go for the eyes, boo.
That is
Go
going to
for
hit.
the eyes.
Another one?
Lots of influence today.
It's a
Well,
deadly
this is
game.
helpful. The influence giveth, and the influence taketh away.
Just
Oh.
3 words. It dies again.
No.
No. Alright, Zerith, get your spell thing back, because apparently you didn't cast that.
I'm going to deny that one, Jaffer.
Jaffer tried to be nice, just for the record.
No, it's canon that I actually hate everybody.
Yeah, I just... Well, Jaffer's done a lot of mean ones in the past, so I want to make note that Jaffer was trying to be nice.
I took note.
No mercy.
You should have
No mercy
I also
allowed.
take note.
All right.
you should have built your resume a bit better there, Jaffer.
Is woof. Dusty, is that any of your turn?
Yes.
Alright,
Wait, no,
so-
does my arcane arm count as a natural weapon? Or unarmed?
It's an unnatural weapon.
It is ranged. I think
I guess
your if it's for a monk attack, I suppose it would count as a monk weapon.
It
It's
is
a
my
hand.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but okay.
For what purpose?
Just a bonus action swing again because it can't be with a weapon. It has to be with it has to be like my unarmed strike, but this is my arm.
I'd say since it's an actual ranged attack that you're doing, you would not be able to get the next attack off.
All right, then the end of my turn.
All right. So. Actually. Yark, I suppose you'd have a go first, since you are right next to it.
Okay.
As it is shuddering and creaking back to life, I'm gonna put you uncomfortably closer.
I can be on the wall.
Yeah, sure.
I hop to the wall as soon as it starts moving, I guess.
All right. Still within range, though.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Alright. I'm turning this giant two-handed butcher cleaver into a. I was gonna say lance, but I'm too close. Longsword.
All right,
My hamster is getting antsy.
and go ahead and
If
roll
we
the
be
attack.
adventurers,
I'm gonna say-
let us adventure.
No, undead meat's no good. And then attack him.
All
You
right,
are offended
go
by
ahead
the
and roll to
quality.
attack.
Nice.
Very nice.
We do have
Fortunately-
influence.
Oh wait, I have. Huh?
We do have more
I have
influence.
advantage. I forgot I have advantage. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again to hit.
Okay.
Just in case you get a crit, which you don't.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I believe you can.
Oh, whoops! I forgot to roll it on him.
Fair enough.
I'll
I'll just add 10.
Oh, okay.
And yes, so I'll accept that influence.
And I guess just because I'm gonna drop haste on Rosalind, I think you have to get rid of it. Oh wait, no, I can.
So, so there's now a pool with 1 advantage die in it. I'd say since it's a moderate, it can be used for any roll. So
Generally,
there's
I
a
do
inspiration in the
advantage.
inspiration pool.
Generally,
Sorry?
I do advantage for just a minor, though, when it's just one of them. I was gonna refund it and have him do it as a minor instead.
That'd be reasonable.
Yeah.
Alright, and I'm gonna swing again.
All right. Can you do that since you changed the form of the weapon?
It's not a bonus action. I get 2 attacks per attack action.
All right.
God dang it! I forgot to roll it on him. Hold on.
That is going to hit.
Alright, I'll remember damage this time though.
All right.
And my bonus action transform the thing. I guess I'll just run up to the ceiling. So if my
All right.
comrades have more space available, I'll pass.
All right. Sinel, you're up.
Well, I already have my hand axes out, so I guess I'm going at him with them.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh,
Those was 2 separate attacks, correct?
yeah.
All right.
So technically, my hunter's mark would still be active on it.
Fair enough.
So there's that. And that.
All right.
DeSoto's too far away to attack, so that'll be it.
Well, all right then. Farewell. Yark.
Farewell, me.
Yes, since that is a 23 to hit.
Right, boo? My hamster is getting antsy. If we be
Yeah,
adventurers,
hits.
let us adventure.
Just barely though.
Ooh.
We've got
as
two
as you
influences.
see its eye track Yark as it jumps up to the ceiling, and actually mid jump, the head, almost like a cobra, kind of clicks and creaks, like its neck is just broken inside and just snaps out, grabs him in his mouth.
I would like some healing.
It'll be fine.
Zerth.
Oh, Zerth is mad.
All right, so you guys do have. Was the advantage for one spell? Was that
There would be two of them, so 2 advantages.
Gotcha. All right, so you guys have a pool with 2 advantages in it. One of them is for a spell. The other is for anything else.
Well, Fab!
I can.
Any amount of healing would do.
I could probably kill this thing, or I can heal.
You cannot see him.
Oh, I was eaten entirely? I thought I was just in its mouth.
Mouth is
I suppose
closed.
you'd be visible for that purpose. Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so
like between it, you can see his like the tip of his tail between its kind of spiky insectoid teeth.
And only because he has a special eye. Because I'm very small.
I think I'm gonna heal everybody because that's probably more prevalent right now. All right, I gotta do my clerical duties. So I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds again. It's gonna stick this time.
That it will.
So I can clear everybody, and because I can see even Yark's tail, I will get him. So I will work on rolling the Heelys.
All right.
And Jer's just gonna mutter, it's like, I hate undead. And that's gonna be it. Because I can't use my bonus action to attack because I did not take an attack action.
Fair enough.
So.
Alright. Rosalind, you are prone on the ground, but you are awake.
I'll get up. Fuck it. I'll use my bonus action to call my second hammer back to me.
All right.
And then I'm gonna hurl it at it.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
May I spend the advantage die?
Absolutely, you may. You got one left. All right, that hits. Go on ahead with the damage, since I know it's going to be nice and spicy. All right, and then one more attack.
No, I'm only attacking at distance, so.
Gotcha.
I wish I could command the hammer to hit. just like hold my hand up, pull it back, and then throw it again. That'd be such a cool class.
Mm-hmm. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Hammer slinger, sling hammer, hammerer. Dusty, it's your turn.
Flash at it. Or I could try and pull Yark out.
You'd have to beat its grapple.
How strong are you?
Well, his arm can only grab
Sorry.
10 pounds.
But Yark is 7.
I think it's 10 pounds of force specifically.
Are we just gonna glaze over the fact that he can indeed lift me with his hand?
Well, we'll glaze over it for now. I think there's bigger, more important factors to worry about.
Now hold on. Bigger,
punch
yes. More important, debatable.
We'll find out.
It still had that effect, I guess.
All right. So that second one hits. Very nice, very nice. It is DeSoto's turn.
There's not really room for him to get in there.
Not really.
Unless you'd allow him to run into the steel well, no, that would provoke an attack of opportunity. He'll just sit there, I suppose.
All right.
I was hoping this would happen.
Yark, what's up? What's the plan?
The plan is to become one with slime.
I see.
I'm going to take my action to melt.
All right.
Like an ice cream cone on a summer day.
As everyone watches, the creature's jaws flex down, and you hear a sickening crunch as just a bunch of sort of bluish greenish. Sorry, actually, it would be kind of a reddish, blood red paste just seeps out of its jaws. Yark is dead, 100%.
I thought he merged with black slime.
No.
He's just paste on the ground. He's in a pool. He's dead. Yark is dead, 100%. Yark, you're actually alive.
I know that. It's pretty cool.
Can somebody give me some drama?
No.
This whole battle felt manufactured.
I'm playing my character right now. I'm not talking.
Sure can
Sinnel-
scream. He's horsed.
I mean, Sinnel is still upset about that pun earlier, so, you know.
Zerth is like,
I'll give it a few minutes, then I'll be mad.
Yeah.
he wants
Anyways,
to scream, but he's so hoarse he can't.
As the pile of sort of gore on the ground, formerly known as Yark, what would you like to do? Theoretically, because you're not alive.
Wait until the rest of my globulous form falls from its mouth.
All right.
It's kind of weird because I'm on the ground, but I can also feel it. Feel being in its mouth. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's real weird. You're really long. I'd say it would take you a full action to kind of seep down onto the ground.
All right, cool.
As if you had
hamster is
broken
getting
the grapple
antsy.
yourself.
If we be adventurers, let us adventure.
Works for me. I mean, it is my action, so yeah.
Hmm?
Turning into slime is my action, so I can't really do anything else.
We lost it.
Rip. He will return.
So at this point, we've got 3
that's my turn.
advantages in the pool.
Do we? Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, you used
I'm
one already,
denying-
so you got 2.
Okay, I'm denying further for now. We are
Gotcha.
on our last battle for Stream Raiders. I've got to end early tonight.
That's what I figure. It is your turn, Signal, if you would like to kill this dang thing.
Yes.
Alright. Go ahead and roll your
Absolutely. 100%. Dead.
I don't appreciate something taking my game.
It lives again, actually. It never dies.
Did both hit?
Yes.
This thing better die.
It is, it's getting there.
Zerk will finish it off.
Oh, for the love of... Is there
Ooh.
anything else I can do?
Oh, hello, Dusty. Not necessarily.
There's nothing else I can
But
do.
it's pretty dang close.
You did your 100 mark damage.
The Remoraz is very confused. Because, actually, you know what? It'd be fine with it. It just killed one of its aggressors. It's alright with that. So it's going to try to kill the next one. Namely, Haya.
It does not understand that it, in fact, got juked.
A 18 to hit.
I mean, it died.
Sinnoh.
I wouldn't really be thinking too hard if I died.
18 matches your AC, so that is going to hit.
God, imagine dying. Rosalind laughs nervously. We need a tally mark of how many times I've died this.
Well, dying's lame.
Alright,
Yeah,
so,
and yet they have a shine to dying.
Sinnoh,
Secret.
you find yourself caught in the insectile jaws of the Rimmerhaz. You know exactly what it's going to do next. On its next turn, that is. Zerth.
I'm gonna move closer, and I'm going to take my hammer, and I'm gonna slam it on the ground and cast Destructive Wave on it.
Alright. What does that do? Any more pattern?
I strike the ground, creating a burst of divine energy that ripples outward from you. Each creature that I choose, so I'm only
Gotcha.
targeting it, within 30 feet must succeed on a con saving throw or take 5d6 thunder damage as well as 5d6 either radiant or necrotic damage, my choice, and be knocked prone.
Alright, what's the DC?
It is... I don't know. 16.
I believe that's a fail.
Cool. Damage.
12d6.
Ooh!
He needs to split it up for a reason.
Thunder.
Alright, so...
Lightning in the thunder.
Give me the radiant.
So it's radiant and then one more thing.
It was thunder and radiant. I can choose radiant or necrotic.
Gotcha.
I do
So,
radiant.
as it is struck by this energy, it releases Sinnoh, kind of tossing him just to the side as you bump into the wall. But you remain standing as you look up in front of you and you see that it is writhing. A brilliant red light sort of flows through its veins beneath its sort of scaly surface. You see its eye sort of bulge out for a brief moment before it explodes, showering you all in...
Ichor.
Yeah. Very, very gross, sort of steaming hot ichor. But not in enough concentrations to burn you, aside from the sort of miscomfort that it causes. But with a few more little catastrophic kind of mini muffled explosions within its body, it just explodes in radiant light.
I blow my hammer like a gun.
It's like a bunch of legs just with smoke rising off of them. But a lot more ichor everywhere, along with just insect or Rimmerhaz pieces everywhere. And a large pool of sort of simmering green blood on the floor, along with a noticeable like pile of sort of gooey gore where Yark once stood.
All right,
I
Zerth,
sighed
get to
heavily.
Zerth. Do you have the ability? Can you res him?
I can bring him back. Yes.
All right, let's get him resed.
I will blorp.
Yeah, I was about to say he's gonna scoop the goop.
Kind of. Give me a dexterity check.
Who, me?
Yeah. I want to see if you can actually scoop him up. Sifts through your fingers like sand.
It's
Yeah.
like sand or gack. He's using both hands.
You don't know if you can bring this back.
There's
Speaking
a
of
pain.
speaking of sand, have you ever seen actual liquid sand?
That's cool shit.
It's fucking fantastic, is what it is. You can literally fill a hot tub full of it and sink into it.
This
Oh,
this
you know
drew
what?
him a concerned.
It's like egg whites. You're trying to lift egg whites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it slips through your fingers, but it also stays in one piece somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is you've regressed into egg paste.
Reject society. Return to egg.
You monkey.
He's just gonna go like, I can try. I've never resurrected goop.
Would hitting him help?
Maybe. I don't know. This is a little. They didn't teach us in cleric school.
Did you go to cleric school though?
No, but they don't need to know that.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm going to tiredly, angrily scream, "York, pull yourself back together."
I just imagine.
Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
You mean intimidation check?
I mean, the fuck does Rosalind know about healing?
You're a bit tired right now, but you managed to get some very stern words out of your mouth.
All right, cool. Yark slowly glorps back together into a Yark shape, but he's still kind of translucent. And he says, "All right, I'm up. What happened?"
Zer's going to look at Rosalind like eyes wide because he assumed he was dead.
Sir, that is not how you're supposed to... What the hell, dude?
So,
Definite clerical error right here.
Am I the only one that remembers that he literally turned into a puddle back in the crystal cave?
Sure forgot.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know
mean,
if Siddle would have noticed or paid much attention to that.
I mean, think of it.
We had a big debate over who would drink the potion at the time.
Yeah, but how?
Like, it was a huge debate.
But I've only had one time where I've turned into a news.
Yeah.
Also, how many of us do you think have a good intelligence score of which history is based off of?
Got you there.
Okay. So, Zer's just gonna shake his head. He's like, I will file that away later. And he's just gonna, again, cast Massive Cure Wounds on everybody.
Alright, go ahead and subtract the skill, or sorry, the spell points.
It's not mass cure wounds, it's massive cure wounds.
It is Massive Cure Wounds. Okay. Healing Gator doing the heals.
It's just like Rosalind will eventually get so angry she'll just turn into a super massive black hole.
I mean, it almost
That's how
happened
that
this time. It almost happened this time inside the bug.
Yeah, I almost spat. Hey, Nova, how many spins do you think it will take for me to reach terminal velocity?
How many spins?
Yeah, how many
If you-
spins?
If you spin fast enough, you're going to just bypass black hole entirely and turn into a quasar.
Have you seen Garen in League of Legends?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't.
I'm
spin very
asking Nova.
fast.
I have.
He literally grips his great sword and literally
Just
spins in a
fucking-
circle. Yeah, that was what Rosalind was doing inside the creature when she two-handed her hammer. So I'm like, yeah, how many spins does it take before I reach terminal velocity?
Oh, but you are hasted, so you spin at least twice as fast as normal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you guys heal yourself up. Take a maybe have a little rest. Just kind of eating and bandaging your various wounds.
Eventually, Yark becomes his normal colors again.
You feel the ground sort of beneath the mountain for a brief moment sort of shimmer and almost undulate as if it was made out of plastic. You feel yourself kind of rising up along the ground just a few moments, almost on a wave of stone, before it kind of settles back down, and something seems to be missing from the ambiance. Just that sort of feeling in the back of your head that pressure that's been slowly building is just sort of released.
I know what
You're
we're
not
missing.
sure, but you're not sure exactly what's gone.
The eerie Skyrim music that plays when you're on the inside of a dungeon.
Fair enough. It's just complete silence.
Yeah, that's
Soundcard
what's
broke.
missing. God damn it, Sim! You installed too many mobs.
What are you talking
Ran out
about?
of RAM.
I have all the RAM. I download more of it regularly.
He's got so much RAM. He's got terabytes of RAM.
Is the head still there, or did the head go boom?
It went boom. It all went boom.
How's my shield doing?
It's very quiet. Doesn't make noise usually, but it is very pensive, as much as a very dumb insect can be.
Zerf is going to lean down and whisper to it and says, "Just remember this the next time you bite me."
For the record, by the way, Rosalind is devoid of any cloth anymore. It's literally just the plant now.
Ooh, it's a good look.
Zerth being a heavy armor aficionado. That's odd.
Zerf has his face is a different color as he's just kind of looking at her, and then offers some clothes.
I mean, she don't give a shit. I just
Nothing,
thought I just thought I'd bring it up. It's like the freaking the cloth pants that go over the like the mail underneath on the thighs is all gone. So it's like greaves, boots, plate armor, a half plate up top, but like the arms and the thighs are shown.
Zerf can be chivalrous when he can.
You heard it naked with apron. Now get ready for naked in half plate.
Chainmail bikini. Plate bikini.
But I figured that would happen because it's like healing magic, heals the wounds, but like who the fuck's gonna heal the clothes?
I mean, he has mending.
You don't have to. I think maybe Zerth doesn't mention that.
Zerf does not mention that.
Zerth, don't you have mending? What? No.
Can I get another perception check based on hearing?
I bop him on the snoot softly.
With your tail without looking.
Yep. It was distracted.
So are we finishing right about now, by the way?
Right about now. But I need one last thing.
I still got
just
about
asked
15
because
minutes.
I get you.
No, it's because he said he needed to finish early, and it's an hour away from the usual starting time, so I thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I was
are
planning about
wrapping up right
15
now.
minutes now.
Yep. So, from that hallway to the north, you hear the. Oh, sorry, not from the north. From the west, east. Oh my god, directions. You hear the steady, sort of clean stepping of a figure wearing possibly dress shoes or boots. A sort of clean clack upon the stone with each step. As you see in the darkness, two imposing, calculating red eyes and two sort of glowing red horns. You remember exactly who this is? Well, kind of. I suppose people with better memory might remember something else. Yark, go ahead and give me a history check.
I was actually already rolling it when you said that.
So, I'm going to send you a message.
Ooh. Covert ops.
So you guys all recognize this as Sigma. His looks, at least. He looks a bit different.
Why is he suddenly horny?
He's always had those horns, you dang idiot. Take 1 point of psychic damage.
Unconscious.
Horny not allowed.
Bonk. Take 1 bonk damage.
So, hands behind its back, it's slowly kind of walking forward, until eventually it comes within the sort of sight radius of your faint color vision. As you can see, it's wearing a crisp and clean military uniform. Dusty, you'd recognize that he has both arms. They're both behind his back, but you can see sort of the elbows, indicating he actually has both of them. Whereas the Sigma, you remember, only had one. You do anything?
Hello.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Like,
Though I was going to do something about this quite a bit earlier.
we always seem to meet in the most interesting places.
Quite funny how fate can be sometimes.
True.
Oh, it's that guy.
I'm gonna spit on the floor in his direction.
There's no need for uncouth actions. It's already done. I'm afraid you've just missed our friend. The quite angry one. If you were here only maybe a few hours earlier, you might have caught him. Perhaps sealed him back up in that sort of prison that this place had him in. And Mr. Redwing, was it? As he stares at Dusty. I'm afraid we'll be no longer needing your services. We've figured out how to get past it without your blood. So, I wish you all adieu. And try to enjoy yourselves in this new world.
I'll
Now,
enjoy
go.
myself when I'm smashing your teeth in.
What's your end game?
An end to everything.
Not much of a fun game.
No. Evil is inherently an action of society. I can't get rid of evil. So I get rid of society.
Evil is a perception of choices.
And I've made my choice. For everyone.
Wow.
Call me
Why-
evil, but it's one... I realized last time we fought that I was making a much larger omelet than I ever imagined. So, I've got to crack quite a few more eggs. as he is actually maybe about 20 feet and continuing to walk closer and closer. And just blatantly, he's going to just start to kind of walk through you all and start heading out the exit.
Can I like grab him? Or, like, grab
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to grab him or grab anything from him.
Yeah, he is very solid. And for somebody who kind of kicked the shit out of all of you at one point, he seems really, really weak.
Eric's gonna say, "Don't worry about it, Zerth. It's not actually him."
Hmm.
He's
I'm
using
like,
some kind of hold on. How did Dova say it?
Minion or avatar.
Teleprescience.
mm.
Yark, we're gonna have to talk about these words you keep making up.
Dova, the universe gave this random word to me.
I don't
No,
care.
My
I
own
don't-
mind.
It
I
almost,
don't care if the creator of the universe gave it to you or not. Stop making shit up.
look. It's almost like the actual word telepresence, but it's spelled wrong. So I just gotta like guess, you know.
Well, regardless of anything, Zer's just going to keep doing what he was going to do. He's going to try to take its arm.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, just going to take its arm.
All right. You got enough strength that you can just rip it right off.
Mm-hmm. Call this payback.
I'm gonna throw my hammer into the back of its head.
All right. What's your? Just go ahead and roll damage. I'm guessing you'd be grabbing its right arm.
Yeah, and I was going to let it go. I got what I needed.
There you go.
All right, so you grab it, rip its right arm off. It just kind of stares at you, with its very sort of angry, piercing red eyes. Before, with a sort of resonance of a very heavy metal, a hammer slams into its head, just knocking all sorts of arcane little sigils, locks, and quite a bit of like living wood, just sawdust, just in the immediate area all around. Dead.
I gotta say, guys, that was some really good, like genuinely good main character versus BBG banter we had going there. I'm rather
I mean,
proud.
the guy knocked me to unconscious like 5 times in a single combat round. I'm not going to forget.
Well, yeah, but you're like a barbarian. That's like part of the job.
Yeah, I have a rivalry with him.
Now, his face looks like Sigma's face, right?
Yeah, but as he crumples to the ground, you kind of turn his head over and you see that the horns are gone.
But the face is still there.
No, the sort of red sort of glow is also gone, but you can see that it's just a fairly generic Warforged.
Okay, and the arm, same.
Yeah, you still have it. It's
Yeah,
a very generic sort of baseline combat Warforged arm. It's got 3 fingers, or well, two fingers and a thumb.
I'm gonna take it with me.
All right.
I was going to jokingly offer to give Blue's arm to Dusty so that he could one-up Sigma.
Punch him with the arm.
Now he has 3 arms.
You know, for a mortal villain to us, he's very polite. It's kind of creepy.
I don't like him. I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, let's show him what the real definition of evil is by the time we're done with him.
But didn't you just say evil was like a perception of one's decisions?
Choices. And we're gonna make a choice to make sure he regrets everything.
Inun
Yeah, that's-
stumble. Inun
that
like
doesn't mean the
stumbles
surface-
in from outside. His clothes are all torn up, and he's like, "Guys, why didn't you come after me after those imps picked me up?"
Oh
was
yeah,
screaming
you
your name.
exist.
I was literally, oh my god.
Thought you
I
had it.
completely forgot.
I
He
got
drops
eaten.
on the ground. He's like on his back, just breathing heavily.
I
They
could
dropped me from like 50 feet up.
I could have
Okay,
sworn
you
said you
can
could
like
handle
face
it.
that.
Everyone's just giving excuses.
I mean, I got eaten by a giant centipede. I think I have the best excuse.
All right, so I think that's a great time to end.
I suppose
Or is
we could
Find out next time on Echoes of Eberron.
I mean,
Something
I
like
have another
We'll take a
minute.
little past the bar exam.
I got another minute on the battle.
Is it Goku's turn next at the DMV?
We'll just start this battle early.
Will Vegeta mend Goku's colonic hernia? Will he even try?
What?
Find out next time on
Dragon Ball Z.
I hate both of you. Like both of you, just dunk yourselves headfirst in the lake right now.
I
love Frieza. Love Frieza's theme played on kazoo. Bam, 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 bam.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
All I know is I don't like.
Why not? What's to dislike?
Everything.
Sorry, Goku. I traded the last of my senzu beans to the local hookers.
I think you'll find that Krillin has an unlimited amount of sensu beams.
Yeah.
Somehow. It's literally that character's entire purpose.
Just having beans.
So, his Destructo Disc move being stolen by several characters.
It's just Destructo Bean.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. I will be
Dragon.
back tomorrow. Are we doing Tales of Mirrorleth tomorrow? Are you planning on that, Dusty?
He's not been here for like the past half hour.
Goodbye.
Oh, for some reason I thought he came back. Oh. We'll find out if we're doing D&D tomorrow. If not, it'll be a different game. Possibly 7 Days to Die. We'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for joining. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It really is because of you guys that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. If you can support the channel, please consider doing so. I am moving and could use all the help I can get, so please consider donating or subscribing or become a patron. It helps out a huge amount. Thank you again so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu. Have a good night.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
God damn it. You've been practicing.
I have.
I don't know. I still don't think it's on the level though.
It's not on the
This is like
level, I know, but I'm
This is like
trying.
You're good. It's honestly scary.
Yeah, he is. One of these days I'm gonna get him to make a recording just to play whenever I'm, around Dova.
Because I just love it so much.
Yeah.
Alright, bye guys.
Or
Bye.
just take a holiday to Disneyland with him and have him argue with somebody in a Mickey costume about who's the real Mickey. and record it on your phone for posterity.
Oh my god. I might have to do that.
I'll be here all week.
Anyways,